Hello, everybody who ends up viewing this crap. I hope you really enjoy it and all that stuff. I apologize for my microphone, but resources are limited, and I'm not that wealthy actually. So this is as best as it can go. So the career that I'm checking out on, I chose this lovely little slide format that the slide program actually generated. I just really like the look of that ladder in the middle of nowhere. Just really add some flavor onto this. I am checking out the DEA, which I think is pretty cool. I like the DEA. All right, my name is Brennan Stovall, and I'm a criminal justice major here at ENMU. I'd say I'm a little worried that going to ENMU might really have some effects on my future career outlook, but other than that, I'm gonna keep trucking, as people would say. And I was born in New Mexico, actually here in Clovis, and then when I was about 3, I moved to the Four Corners in a place called Aztec, which is a very small city. I did all my primary schooling there. It was very cool. I really enjoyed it. And then I went to Fort Lewis College for a bit, and I was undecided. Then the year after that, I decided that Fort Lewis College is dumb, and I don't dig dumb schools. I dig really cool schools, and so I then came to eastern New Mexico where I live with some friends from back at home, and also because I heard the criminal justice department was pretty radical, pretty great. And my ultimate goal is to become a federal agent. I'm not really sure if I want to go into the DEA or not, but I think that's the importance of this criminal justice department so I can eventually find out which federal agency I will best tie into and like which one I really want to spend my time trying to get into, and it's going to be really cool. Back on the subject of the DEA though, some groundwork to actually qualify. You must be a U.S. citizen, as with most federal jobs. We don't want people who aren't a U.S. citizen getting in there, and I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what they'll do after that. I don't want to make any assumptions because that's not very kind. Um, you also need to be between the ages of 21 and 36, which I heard was actually for retirement purposes because most federal jobs will have you retiring at 49, like a forced retirement. So they want to milk as much job out of you as possible. You also need to be able to pass a DEA administered drug test. I believe there's some more like underground, under the level kind of stuff to check out about that. Like I believe you need to have to be clean from marijuana for about a year, and other drugs have different rules and all that. But I didn't look into that. You also need to have a thorough background investigation, as in you can't really be a felon because you need to carry a gun. You can't have any domestic claims because you need to carry a gun, stuff like that. Make sure that they're not hiring some nut job to hunt down drug addicts and stuff. This is actually some information I pulled off of the .gov website. Just found it lying around. Was like, this is good stuff. This is meat. So of course, you need to be able to process evidence to prosecute violators of drug laws. You can't have any Pablo Escobars roaming New Mexico and other various states because there's a lot of states other than New Mexico. You need to be able to partner with other enforcement agencies because capitalism makes you believe that you actually don't want to cooperate, but cooperation with each other will actually give you the best results. You need to be able to arrest people and seizing assets, because drug traffickers, they probably have some pretty nice cars. As one might assume, drugging is a very profitable um, career to get into, so I've heard. So you need to be able to seize that stuff. You need to be able to work with foreign countries because, as you know, drug trafficking can often lead you out of the nation, out of our great nation. So you need to be able to work amongst those other foreign countries and really just get it good. You need to be able to protect. controlled substances like Federal 1, Federal 2s. All that stuff has some very specific rules that need to be followed. And of course, you need to be able to engage with the community well, because public opinion is a very, very important part. You can't have people hating the DEA, because then no one will teach you nothing. You won't be able to find nothing. All right, education to become a DEA agent. You need to be pretty knowledgeable on law enforcement in general, and so that can either be, good experience, or you can just have it studied in college. Um, of course, having both of them will just make you a better qualifier, as well as being able to prove how advanced you are in accounting analysis, telecommunications, and being fluent in foreign languages, because a lot of the time you need to be able to speak with people who don't only speak English. You need to be able to analyze what goes on over the internet, and you need to be able to analyze bank statements, because that's a big part in tracking down violators of the law. um, you can get into it without being or having the bachelor degree if you have a good amount of experience. The word gets around, say, hey, this guy's a good fit for this stuff. And they let you in. So it's just important to get all that stuff under your belt and ready. But as far as this little presentation I have, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy the DEA. I know I do. And thank you.